Friends, this Raj Bhavan is hugely blessed. Hugely blessed. For the last 2 days, a number of people, scholars, students, devotees, we have all been talking about Tiruvarupa, Swami Vallalar, Harul Perun Jyoti. The whole atmosphere is densely spiritualized, so purified. Today, I usually wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, there is a silence around. Today, when I woke up early in the morning, as usual. I heard the musical sounds, the prayers being held at, we call it, for us, it is an ambalam where Swami is present. This has been a very, very blessed day for the Raj Bhavan. When in 2002, I first got to know about Vallalar Swami, and when I read about him, for me it was such an enormous moment of joy. I found that here is the solution to all the problems of the world. Here is the solution to all the issues that afflict us in our society, in our family, in our society, in our country, in the world, be it relations with other people, be it conflict, be it poverty, be it social discrimination, be it problem of environment, climate crisis. Here is Swami Vallalar has given us a single key, a single solution to all these problems. When I learnt about him, I visited that very year in 2022, I visited Vallalar, Satyanarayana Sabhai. I went there, I had darshan of Arul Jyoti. I met some Sanmargis. I felt blessed. But then I also realized that the faith, the energy with which we all should be talking about him, spreading his teaching, practicing his teaching, that energy was not as much as it should have been. And then I contacted some Sanmargis, and I must thank Sadhu Janaki Raman for taking the initiative, taking the lead. That look, there are millions and millions, crores of devotees of Swami Vallalar. Thousands and thousands of people are being given Annadanam every day. But collective energy, which is needed to address our problem, our social problems, our other problems, that energy was missing. And then I had requested him, we will celebrate the 200th Avatar Dinam of Swami Vallalar in Raj Bhavan in 2023. We also decided that it is not just October 5. Vallalar Swami's teaching has to be part of our life. It must remind us every day. And then we decided that we must have a constant presence of Vallalar Swami in Raj Bhavan. So we found an appropriate place and we brought Vallalar Swami's statue. We worshipped it, and since then he has been blessing us, blessing all the events that we have been doing at Raj Bhavan, because he looks at constantly at Bhartiyar Mandapam. All the events, all the major events that happens here happen only in Bhartiyar Mandapam, under the constant presence and blessings of Swami Vallalar. So when we decided to, in 2023, to have his 200th Avatar Dinam, I went to the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and I was pleasantly surprised when I told him that 5th October is Avatar Dinam of a great divine soul, Vallalar Swami. He smiled and said he knew more about him. He said, yes, I know, it is Samaras Suddha Sanmarg, a great divine soul. I was pleasantly surprised. And when I requested him that people here would like to have your message, he says, well, I'm here. And he gave. And he participated in that event online, and he gave a beautiful message to all of us how we must follow Swami Vallalar's teaching in our life. Prime Minister Modi is a great devotee. He is a Sanmargi. He is a practicing Sanmargi. All his actions, he is a hardcore vegetarian. All his activities is following the teaching of Swami Vallalar. Whether in our national policies or whether in our international relations. We all remember in 2020, when the COVID struck the whole world was affected. Millions of people across the world died. Nobody knew when will it end. Life was difficult. We all lost some of our near and dear ones. At that time, when our scientists, when they made in India vaccine, made in India vaccine to protect against COVID, Prime Minister distributed the vaccine to 150 countries in the world because they are also our brothers and sisters. We cannot just be confined to ourselves. It was a living example of practicing Sanmargi, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It pains me when invariably every other day when I open the newspaper, I read the story of some of our brothers and sisters being beaten up, assaulted, and at times killed because they belong to certain community. They belong to community whom some people consider untouchable. This I have been raising from every platform. And I have made it clear I will continue raising it all the time because this is unacceptable. The Dalits are our brothers and sisters. We cannot discriminate them socially. And it is happening in our state more than any other part of this country. Our state, which has in education, we have in gross enrollment ratio, we are far above the national average. Our gross enrollment ratio in higher education is already more than 50%, when the national average is below 30%. In a state with so much of literacy, in a state where great saints since thousands of years have taught us we are all one and the same, manifestation of the one and the same divine. How Swami Ramanujacharya taught us equality. The great Tiruvalluvar. In fact, when I see our literacy rate, which is far more than any other state in this, perhaps far above the national average, and then I find this kind of a problem, then I reminded of great Tiruvalluvar who said, Arivinal aguvadu undo, pirata noe tana noe pole putrarke kare. You may be a scholar, you may be well-learned person, but if you do not feel the pain of other being, if you do not feel the pain of other being, you are useless. You do not qualify to be a human being. This was the teaching which Swami Vallalar taught us when he told what humans, even the plants, this pains us. In this land, with so much of, why we have this problem? Why we still treat a large section of our people as if they are untouchable? This is not acceptable. I have realized that this situation when we have so much of education, so much of literacy, and yet we have such discrimination. A similar problem existed in our neighboring states also. In the past, we have similar problems in our neighboring states, but we don't hear such cases every day there. Once in a while something might be happening, but we don't, rarely we hear. But why did it happen? That just neighbor in Kerala, we don't have any such incidents reported. Here we have it. I realized that there it was a social reform movement. It was great saints who led socio-spiritual reform movement and brought these people together. Unfortunately, after independence in our state, it was hijacked by political parties. Politics got into it. It did not develop as a social reform movement. And we know that politics is about power. Competition for power. If I have to have power, I have to deprive you of power. Swami Vallalar says we can all be prosperous. But politics says no. If I have to prosper, I have to take away yours. Now this politics has been profiting from these problems. This is not such a major problem. I realize that every political party has their cadres in every village. Why don't they make their cadres swear, you will not practice social discrimination? Why is it that they are not doing it? They are not doing it deliberately because they profit from it. They want this divide to remain. When society is divided, people prosper. Some people prosper. And hence, the way forward here is a social reform movement. As it happened in our neighboring state, social reform. We have, keep it away from politics. No politics. We have to take the message, the lesson of Swami Vallalar to every household. It has to be taken to every classroom. People should know, our students should know about him. They learn about him and they must practice, try to follow as much as they can. Our society is so divided along all lines. There is so much politics of hate. It will be a difficult task. But then difficult task has to be done. Swami Vallalar came at the most difficult time. When we were enslaved, we were a colony. We were all oppressed. Society was highly exploited. He came at that time. That was also a very, very difficult time. Today is difficult time because our own people, they have lost the way. Instead of being brotherly, instead of looking at the society whole as one family, they have started dividing it. It's all breeding conflict, seeding conflict. In fact, when I travel the state, I find places on the wall, Tamil Nadu Poratum. Yarudan Poratum. Tamil Nadu Yadirtha Yarum Poratville. We are all brothers and sisters. This has to go out of our mind. There is no conflict, there is no fight. We must live together and prosper together. So when you start the movement, the social reform movement, taking the teaching of Swami Vallalar, it will be difficult. You have to be prepared for it. But I am confident. I am confident of the strength that Swami has given us. I am confident of that Arul Jyoti, the power of it. It will spread. It will enlighten all of us. The darkness will go and we will be together.